name's Alyssa Burlew, and I own Desert Donkey Experiences in Queen Creek, Arizona. I've been training donkeys professionally for about 2 years. I use a blend of positive reinforcement, such as targeting and clicker training, and negative reinforcement, which is pressure and release, techniques that donkeys respond really well to. It is important, one thing I do want to note right off the bat is when I say pressure or negative reinforcement, I want to be really clear that there's no negative connotation involved with that, even though it has the word negative involved in it. It's just simply referring to one of the 4 quadrants of training, operant conditioning, which are positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, positive punishment, and negative punishment. But negative reinforcement, or basically your pressure and release, is essential. All donkeys need to learn to give into pressure, so it is something that I do use. That's why they learn to stand tied. They learn basically just that when they pull against that pressure, as soon as they stop and relax, the pressure is released. So that's how I typically train most donkeys to trailer load, which is kind of what Jackie and Allison showed in their awesome videos they have done the past few weeks. This donkey is Beau. He's been here for training for about 2 weeks. He's super shy, super scared little guy. He's super sweet, doesn't have a mean bone in his body, but very, very unconfident. So for him, I wanted to try a different type of technique because the negative reinforcement or pressure and release works exceptionally well to get donkeys trailer loaded, especially if you're in a time crunch. If you have to get them in, that is 100% my go-to, especially for ones that aren't super wild, or any ones, honestly. But for a donkey like him, where I have time, he's going to be here for at least another 2 weeks. I can take the time to do more of a positive reinforcement. So that's what I'm doing with him. So with him, the basics of this is teaching a hand target. So he learned when he was first here, first day basically, to touch a hand target. And when he touches that with his nose, he's looking at the trailer right now. And with one thing with donkeys is everything is on donkey time. It does take patience. As soon as he touches that hand target, I will mark or say yes, and that means a treat is coming. And then I go ahead and get a treat and I deliver it out away from my body. So he got a little piece of an animal cracker there, which I think he dropped. So I'll go ahead and get another piece for him and deliver the treat away. So that's the foundation of this behavior, and I call it a hand touch or a hand target. So he knows he touches the hand target. As soon as he touches it with his nose, yes, he gets a treat. I mark, which is the verbal yes. You can use a click, you can use a click of your tongue, whatever short, sweet, concise you can use. And as soon as he does that, yes, he gets a treat. Once your donkey's doing that consistently, then I will go ahead and add the cue touch, yes. So he knows now, touch it with his nose, touch, yes. And as soon as he does it, I say yes, and he gets a treat delivered to him out away from me again. So basically the premise of this, I have him on a halter and lead just so he can't wander off and eat grass over there. I'm gonna ask him to come in by touching a hand target. So same as what Allison and Jackie said, first you want them to be very comfortable around the trailer. So we did a lot of just hanging out here. I'll just sit on the back of the trailer, have him touch a hand target here, just sitting. Make sure he's comfortable with that first. It's weird up when he's sitting here for a second. Touch. Yes, and some donkeys are much quicker than others to grasp things. For example, Stormy, the donkey that Allison worked with, who's here now, she's super, super smart. She got this stuff in no time. Whereas Beau's takes a little bit more time to think. Yes, but with these guys, if you give them the time to think a little bit in the beginning, as you progress, training goes faster and faster because they learn how to think and they learn how to learn. Yes, good. And so at first, your first session might be you just hang out here. Hang out by the trailer. I have him in an enclosed space, so I could let him off the halter or let him off the lead if I want to. There's just grass growing in the corner, and he's going to go and try to eat it most likely. And I don't feel like dealing with that. So I just have him on the halter and lead. I have the lead super loose. I'm not putting any pressure on it whatsoever. I'm going to ask him to touch. Yes. And so your first session is going to be just getting him comfortable with the trailer, as long as that takes. And then, like Allison and Jackie did. You can lead around the trailer. You can do all that kind of stuff as well. Practicing shutting the doors. All that is awesome. You want to get them as comfortable with the equipment that you're going to be using as possible. Good boy. When he's comfortable hanging out by the back of the trailer, I move into the trailer just a tiny bit, and I'm going to ask him to come touch that hand target again. Touch. Again, I have no pressure on the lead rope. There's loop on it. Touch. Yes. And I just wanted to play around with some different techniques with him. This is just something to try. The more techniques you have in your toolbox, the better. Some techniques don't work with every donkey, so it really depends on the donkey. But it works to have a lot of it. Again, this is one where I could work with him on every day. I have plenty of time to work with him on it. There's no time crunch. So I'm just taking the time. It's honestly just, even though with pressure and release or negative reinforcement, these guys usually wrap around here so you can hold them. There's still a little bit of pressure, especially if they pull back. And my back is killing me right now. So that's the main reason I'm doing it this way. And he's finding all the hay in there, and that's fine. He can self-reward. And you might find your donkey has different times of the day they perform better. For him, he's definitely the best in the evenings. Mornings and evenings, noon, not so much. I think a lot of it is where the shadows are for him too, because he's really weirded out by shadows. And so play around with it. You might find your donkey's a gremlin in the evening. So still work with them, but just realize they might have times of the day that are better or more productive to do things than others. Just like us, they're all individuals. I know for me, my brain pretty much shuts off after 7 o'clock at night. So most of my stuff I do is early in the morning is when I find that most productive. And so I'm going to move my hand target as close as I need to encourage him to engage. Touch. Yes. And I'll do a couple easy hand targets. Good. And then I'm going to step back a little bit and ask him to step up. Again, I don't have any pressure on the rope. Touch. Come on, Bubbles. Good. Yes. So I rewarded that. I said yes. By the time it was a tiny bit late, but he just put that foot up, and I went ahead and said yes. As long as you mark the moment, it doesn't matter that his foot is off when you actually reward the treat. And trailers are scary. They're a big step, which a lot of them don't understand how to do. So I do usually do a lot of obstacle work first. Good. Yes. Good boy. So I'm going to mark that, and he gets treats. Even if he climbs off before I deliver the treats, that's fine. Good. We're just gaining confidence with those little motions. And for some donkeys, that might be all you do in a session is get that one foot up, and then you quit. Try to keep sessions short and sweet. And you know your donkey. If your donkey's starting to shut down or disengage, then call it for the day. Good. Yes. Good boy. And so I marked with yes there, and he gets a couple treats. Good. And now I'm going to ask him to come touch a little farther hand target, and we'll see if he moves those back feet up a little bit. Good. Yes. Good. So I marked that. Even though he didn't actually touch the hand target, he moved both his back and his front up a little bit. So I went ahead and marked and rewarded that. And I'm just moving myself back a little bit into the trailer. Again, there's no pressure on his head whatsoever. Good boy. Yes. Good job, bud. Good job. And you can give him some pets for reassurance. And if he backs out, again, no big deal. I'm not going to put any pressure on him. I'm letting him back out. I just follow him, and we'll ask again. And I'm letting him think about it. These guys are thinkers. They're not usually pretty quick and snappy. They definitely think and then act. They're not like horses who usually react and then think about it. These guys like to think first, which is part of why they get the reputation of being so stubborn. They need that time to think. If you give them the time to think, they're usually very willing and cooperative. And they're also typically very food motivated, which is why I find positive reinforcement training works so well with these guys. Good. Yes. Good boy, Beau. Good. And again, I'm going to take a step back. I have no pressure on the lead rope. I'm asking him to come touch my hand target. Touch. And move it a little bit. Good. Touch. Yes. And I'm going to reward that. Good boy. And I'm going to move my hand target a little bit farther in and ask him to come touch. And if you watch my training videos, I have a bunch of them on my YouTube channel, Desert Donkey Experiences. They're pretty boring. It's a lot of just waiting around for the donkey to think about it and opt in. And something spooked him a little bit, so he kind of stepped out. That's okay. Good boy, but he caught himself before he came all the way out. Good boy. And it's a lot of back and forth and back and forth. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Okay. Good boy. And as you go, you start to advance the criteria. Yes. So at first, it might be only 1 foot in gets a treat, and then it's 2 feet in gets a treat, and then 3 feet in gets a treat. And it's not always linear. Sometimes it's 2 feet and then 1 foot, and then you go back to nose touches outside the trailer, and then 2 feet. Just depends on the donkey. Good boy. So now I'm waiting until he comes in a little bit farther, and then I'll reward that. Good. Yes, he's also not the most coordinated donkey, so for him to get those legs up takes a little bit of effort for him. Good. Step up, touch. Yes, I'm going to reward that. He's trying. He has that back foot up there. Good boy. Yes. Again, I'm waiting. I don't have any pressure on his head. I'm just waiting. I'm not saying anything. I just have my hand target out. I might say touch occasionally, but I'm not going to say it over and over again like a broken record. I'm just giving him time to think about it, get comfortable with where his feet are and where his feet need to be. And again, I'm not trying to block him from coming out. If you try to block him at this point, he's going to get nervous and panic to pull against you. I'm not giving him anything to pull against. And the constant in and out makes him more confident too with stepping up in and out of the trailer as well. So I'm okay with that. Now if he starts to like vault off or pull back rudely, then I would reevaluate and I would probably switch to a pressure and release technique. Because he can't learn to bulldoze or pull away from me. That's super rude and not acceptable. But he's being extremely polite and respectful about it, so I'm staying with it. Okay. Good boy. Yes. Good job, buddy. And the yes is my marker word, which means that a treat is coming. The good job, good boy, good buddy, that's just like reinforcement. It doesn't mean a treat is coming, but it's like you're on the right track. Good. Words of encouragement. Good boy. Touch this. Good job, buddy. Again, I want to make sure my rope is slack, that I'm not inadvertently pulling on his head. Good, yes. I'm going to reward that. He's got that 3rd foot up. Good, yes. What a good boy. And so here, I'm going to get lots of treats. He's got all 4 in. This is a jackpot. I want him in farther, ideally, but we're not going to pull him in because as soon as I put pressure on him, he's going to panic and pull against me. That's the last thing I want. So I'm going to ask him to come touch a hand target. Oh, it's okay. If he backs out, it's okay. Good boy. It's all right. I'm going to give him some reassuring pats. That wasn't so bad. That wasn't so bad. Good job. Good job, buddy. Nice work. And then we're just going to go right back and try again. Okay. Good boy. Again, we're going to ask for a little bit more before we reward. Good. Yes, good job. And you see, he got all 4 up. Now again, I don't want him right on the edge there. I wouldn't shut the door with him there. So I would need to get more comfortable inside the trailer. So again, loose rope. I'm asking him to come forward and touch a hand target. You want to keep him calm and relaxed. Good. Now I'm gonna let, the other thing you can do, or that I will do sometimes, is I'll scatter treats on the ground, and that will encourage him to put his head down and relax. And I'm putting him up here, so he has to take a couple steps forward on his own. Good boy. Good boy. Ideally, I want him to turn around and hop out. That's more comfortable for them than backing out where they can't really see and they're kind of have that nervous. Good boy. Touch. Touch. It's okay. Boy. I know, you're so scared to move your feet. And the trailer kind of rocks a little bit when they're up here, so he's kind of like frozen. He doesn't really want to move his feet much. Good boy. Good, yes. So I'll reward any movement of his feet that he does. Good. Touch. And if he rewards, he can self-reward. If he goes to those treat pile and starts eating it, that's awesome. That's self-rewarding himself. Good. Sometimes with these guys, you work smart. Easy. It's okay. Easy. And if he backs, I'm just going to talk him through it. Okay. Good. Good boy. Good boy. And I'll let him back out if he wants to. And I'll ask him to come back in if he wants. Come on. Let's go. Let's see. See what you want to do. Get up. Good boy. He likes to perch right on the edge there. Come on, this way. Come on. Good. Come on. Come on. It's okay. He really is. He really is. And when I trailer my donkeys loose. I have a halter on them, but they're not tied. That way they can kind of ride however they prefer, which is usually facing backwards. And there's no ropes. Because when I haul my girls, I have 4 of them in here. And they just haul loose. They ride really smoothly, really comfortably. And that's my personal preference. You can do what works best for you, but I do find most donkeys do prefer to ride facing backwards. And again, I just haul them loose. So we have 2 people, so what we usually will do is my husband will come up and shut the back gate. I give the donkeys treat, turn them, sneak around to the front, to the door. He opens it just enough for me to sneak through. I hop out, and then we shut them in. If it was just me, then I would have that partially closed when I load, turn them, give tons of treats, practice swinging it shut slowly with me in there, and then once it's almost closed, hop out and close them in. Or, depending on the donkey, and all my donkeys, again, stand tied. So you could also tie them. I practice with that, having them tied up here and just standing calmly tied in the trailer. And then sneak out, shut the gate, come around and untie them from outside. This trailer doesn't have an escape door, which I don't love, but I feel like most of your small slants don't. Good boy. And you can see he's getting more relaxed. He's eating in here. He's moved forward. This is perfect. So lots of time just spent in here hanging out. Good boy. And the other thing I could do is if I had a second helper, I would have them come around and shut that door because that can be scary. And we do it just a little bit at a time. Lots of reassurance, lots of treats. Yes. Good boy. And when we go to unload, I like to turn him. We'll see, he might try to back out. It's okay. And he's actually pretty calm backing. It doesn't seem too, some donkeys get really scared about backing out. So I'm okay with that. I prefer he turns. It's okay. It's okay. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. You're fine. You're good. You're good boy. You're a good boy, Beau. Good boy. Good job, buddy. You're a good little donkey. Good little boy. Here, Beau. Come on, buddy. Let's see if I can lead him up and how he loads coming up to it again, and we'll see. And then that'll be it for the session today. I know, so much to do, huh? Rock. Come on, Beau. Good boy. Good boy. Come on. Load up. Good boy. Yes, what a good donkey. What a good boy. Good job, buddy. Good job, bud. Good. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good. It's okay. It's okay. I'm going to see if I it's okay. Turn. And he'll turn around with me. Here, buddy. It's okay. Come on, Beau. Good. If I can get that nose turn. Good boy. Yes, it's okay. He's actually more nervous turning than backing out, which is interesting. That's the first I've seen. Good. It's okay. You're such a good boy.